This week in the field, cityscape photos and capturing them with post-production in mind. Hey everyone, I'm Scott Davenport. Welcome to In the Field. Thanks for joining me today. I'm talking about cityscape photography, specifically the skyline. I'd met up with my friend Spencer. We were recording some stuff for the Photographers in Cars podcast and figured, well, let's get some good photos before we start the podcast. And I wanted to grab some additional footage for this video because the cityscape skyline shoot kind of exemplifies to me why I do an in the field video and an in post video as usually a pair. And because capturing is part of the equation and then post-processing is the other part of the equation. And the way I like to do cityscapes is capturing the frames that I'll need for post-processing. And so I'm specifically thinking about how I'm going to post-process while I'm in the field capturing the frames. And for a skyline, it really boils down to waiting. It's capturing skyline when you've got nice light on the skyline, waiting until it gets dark enough for the city lights to come on, capture another one, and then do the post-processing work. Let me show you the footage from the capture side of this, and I'll mention a couple of other things that I noticed during the shoot. Down on Shelter Island, beautiful sunset in the making right now, and I've already been taking a bunch of shots using the long lens, simple setup, f/16, letting the camera do its metering, taking a bunch of them. These are going to get blended together. So right now, the skyline's lit really nicely. I'm going to zoom in here. And then as the sun goes down, take a bunch more as the lights come up, and we'll do a little blending in post. And that's as simple as it's going to be. So now it's just watching the show. Well, sunset's looking really, really nice. You can see over my shoulder there. Nice purple glow on the skyline. Clouds look good, and I'm probably going to crop this as a 16:9 because there's not a lot up in the upper atmosphere. But now just really waiting for the sun to go down fully, get that second set of shots with the lights, the city lights coming up. So from the time that the tripod legs went down until I was finished capturing frames was about 60 minutes, and that was pretty tight actually. I've taken longer on some other ones usually because I'll arrive early on scene and get set up, and then I really have to wait a long time for the light to do its thing. And that's the toughest part about this technique, is just waiting. You have to plant the tripod legs, not move them, not touch the camera, not change anything, and just wait for the light to do its thing. And so the frames that I'm going to keep from this span about a 30 to 35 minute window where the nice, finishing day light is hitting the cityscape. It looks nice. There's nice purple hue in the sky. The clouds behind the city look cool. And then one from, solid blue hour where the lights in the city had come up. And even the harbor started to smooth out because the light was low and I hadn't changed camera settings. I would think I was shooting at f11. So I was getting 3-4 second exposures. That was smoothing out the harbor. I didn't have a filter system for this one. Well, I had the filter system with me, but I don't have an adapter ring for my long lens. I just tend not to use it. Although I may now rethink that. I may go get an adapter ring for this long lens just so I could have nice smooth water for all of the shots, because I want the emphasis to be on the skyline and less so on the water. It's not really what the purpose of that photo is about. So what we're going to do is in post later this week, I'm going to take the two frames I talked about and show you how I blend them together to get the best of both worlds. So you get this nice ambient light mixed with this artificial light, and the results are really, really nice. But the key thing is when you're capturing the cityscapes, the skyline view, it can even just be city streets, whatever it might be, just plant your tripod and wait. Bring a second camera if your hands get bored, you have idle fingers and you want to do something else. But just letting time happen, and not really, not a time lapse per se, just let time pass and then blend those two different photos together. You get a really, really nice result. So I hope you'll stick around this week and check back in later for the in-post side of things. And that's really going to do it for this week's In the Field. If you got questions, love to hear from you. You can contact me through my website, comments on the video below. If you get any type of value out of this, let me know somehow with likes and shares and all that good stuff. Really appreciate you watching. That's going to do it. Till next time, my name's Scott Davenport, and happy shooting.